All right, everybody. Hello, and welcome to VR Master League here on Channel 1. We've got a couple master matches back-to-back for you. We're starting off with Duty versus Ethereal, and on the cast, I'm Palidore. I got NightFiree by my side, and NightFiree, how you feeling?
You know, when you said that, when you said Duty, I was thinking, are you sure is he throwing some shade? But no, it is. Yeah, it's exciting times to be tuning into Echo for sure. I've managed to catch a few Master Tier games, and every Master Tier game I've dropped by has just had excellent play in it. You know, these teams at this level are so good, and it's just incredibly fun to watch. You know, these rosters filled with players that have been around in the Echo community for years now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about, well, with Duty now, for instance, they've changed their name every season. They were Illuminati in preseason 1, then they were Illuminati, now they're Duty. I mean, the list goes on, but there's mostly the same personnel here between Speedy, Suburban, QL Young, been there since preseason 1, then Wit joining thereafter, and Rosie Hope recently joining that team. And yeah, Ethereal coming in against them to try and show their stuff against this preseason 1 champion team here in the Master Division. And definitely going to be good. We've seen a lot of great matches this week alone. Yesterday, we had 4 or 5 overtimes across our games in this primetime slot.
Crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just crazy. Like, the level of... I'm loving it, man. I love the Master Tier. It's just I'm loving the system. I think it's super fun to tune into. I mean, shoot, we got just like a few more weeks of great games, and then we have the whole relegation event that goes on every month. Like, that's going to be incredibly exciting this time around for this season. I'm really excited about that. And I mean, if you want to talk about it, I think it's the bottom 2 teams in each division in EU and NA have to compete, if you will, up against the ladder, the top 2 from the ladder. Am I correct on that, Palidore?
Yes, I do believe so.
So,
the 9th and 10th spots. The bottom. So yeah, promotion, relegation. I'm excited for that too, for sure, because that was a big change here in this offseason coming into the Master Division of EU and NA.
Yeah, and it's something we got to talk about when we're talking about these Master Tier games, because Duty is ranked 8th right now. They are right on the cusp of being down in that danger zone. You know, you don't want to be 9th, 10th when it gets towards the end of a month. And granted, we're only into the 2nd week. It's still very early. You know, they not a lot of games getting played through, but it's a thought. It's definitely what's lingering in the back of a team's mind, like Duty, that is so close to that rank. And so it elevates the competition a little bit. It makes everyone a little bit more nervous, which I love to see. I love to see how the nerves end up affecting gameplay, because sometimes you get incredible plays and sometimes you get mistakes.
Oh yeah, and every team, any division are going to have some of those. A lot of the things that separate the Master Division and Master Tier teams from teams in the divisions below are the fact that they're generally able to maintain good headspace and come back even after tough losses in a round. They'll come back the next round and just get right back to it, get back to work, and wipe those off a slate. And I think the mental games are one of the most important things about it in the meta sense.
Here comes the setup right out the gate from Ethereal. A bit of a floating disc there as Burb snags it. Tries to cross through the center of the bubble, but a good intercept from Single Shot with a good clear and a great stack and clear. Oh, but the bounce a bit wide there off of the wall. Doesn't get picked up by Mosey, and instead gets cleared back down to the other side. That's an open goal 3. No, intercepted just in time. The defensive stack. And we are off to the races, Pally.
Yeah, that we are. So with Single Shot here on the disc, has Wit nearby, playing up front, and Wit may be about to get it, but just beyond the grasp. Needs to be careful, because Speedy is there with the brawls, and Speedy is one of the nastiest players to deal with when it comes to those brawls. He's relentless.
I did have it backwards there. Ethereal is orange, and Duty is blue. That's
might have been me.
Got those jump. Either way, we got them jumbled, and there's the first goal that does finally get sunk in by Mosey. Ethereal with the 3-point lead out the gate. Took a little bit, though, about 1 minute and 10 seconds before that goal went in.
Mozzie, that is to say, but Mozzie did mosey into the goal. That much is true. And there's the 1 second goal, as Demi likes to call it, 19 meters a second and 19 meters deep. So very, very even here, as Speedy just going to slowly roll out. And the dangers of this, of course, is you need to execute perfectly when you do these short rollouts on your side of the floor, because if you do mess up, like they do here, that is oftentimes going to be a punish for these master teams, so have to be super, super careful.
That defensive stack of Ethereal is nearly one person, you know, that blob moving so seamlessly together. They have such good movement abilities, and there's Speedy pushing up, getting Speedy, snagging that pass and putting in two. A nice little bit of a bounce back for Illumiduty, because you can't let points mount up against you in a master tier game.
Yeah, for sure. So I talk about punishing, well, Speedy doing that off of that particular turnover and to the clear, so we're able to make something happen out of that play by the end of it, as Jiggy over on that side tunnel rolls out and going to be contested by that stack, who do get split up briefly, and this might just open up the lane for that passing play. Single shot. Oh, look at the dazzle as he puts it in for the 5th point.
That was fancy. Definitely a razzle-dazzle there, managing to put it into the backside of the goal. Under pressure, had a defender on him and the goalie there trying to deny it, but ultimately still gets it in a nice little play there to put up a 3-point lead again for Ethereal.
And Speedy now rolling up to the bow tie. The stacks looming in the area and now trying to approach. Let's see, Burb is going to be assaulted there, but look at the redirects coming in from that stack. But they do actually get split up. Now this could be dangerous because now the defense a little off balance, but not for too long because they gather themselves right back. There's Mozzie, there's Jiggy, there's a clear, and now a stack coming in hot with maybe another shot, and that is going to be a ding! An awkward bounce gets to the rebounded hands of Jiggy, and now back at it once more.
Just off the top end. Looked like it was going to be an attempted dunk, but gets denied by the two in goal. And this is right now Illumiduty trying to regain control. Ethereal have been playing so aggressive with their stacks. This is a good clear. Can Illumiduty get down here and work off of it? They might be able to. That's an open goal. Can they set it up? No, they can't. It gets denied. Mosey snags it and clears it out.
And QL Young now taking it back for them. That was an excellent grab. And once again, there's Mozzie. So twice on the dive this time. See Jason getting a bouncy clear that just goes right back towards the bubble. So it's going to stay back towards Wit. Wit hitting the backboard area, but Speedy not quite anchored in the position as it floats way through that tunnel and now away into the blue zone as they both arrive at the same time. That shot! Oh, very, very close as Wit slaps it through to the wedge.
Jeez, that was a weird bounce, an incredibly fast bounce it felt like as it sailed down into the zone of Illumiduty, and now Ethereal trying to set something up inside the midfield here, pushing up a bit, trying to get up into that zone, but a good bit of defense here, man-to-man defense coming in from Illumiduty, able to shut down what is that really effective stack, and now they're trying to set something up. Good bit of pass work, they've got the open goal there. No, the pass goes wide, what could have been maybe a two-shot opportunity. Gets shut down. Ooh, a good intercept by QL Young, though. There's the shot on goal. An open three gets sunk in. Just like that, we're tied up, Pally.
And there's a punish. You see, once that turnover went, the stacks were for Ethereal were already kind of out of there and not prepared for that turnover to happen. So catching him off guard, and about 2 minutes into that round, so a lot of just maneuvering across the floor, back and forth to no success until finally that goal got through. But yeah, we're tied 5-5 and exactly 5 minutes left as I say that. And now it's up to 8.
A brief, a respite in this Illumiduty team, getting back ultra fast, gets completely punished there. That open goal 3 gets sunk in from nearly half court. An excellent shot there. Chat's now memeing on my pronunciations of Mozzie's name, but yeah, either way, it is Ethereal up 8-5.
It's a little bit on the nose, but see Jason here gonna send it over to the shoulder and rolls it right through the defense again, catching them off guard just enough, and it's 10-5.
Yeah, I won't get it wrong after this game. Mozzie is certainly playing very well. He's had some great steals, some good shots on goal, some good setups too. He's been on the assists there, and a 5-point lead, not insurmountable by any means. 4 minutes left, plenty of time for this Illumiduty team to work with. They just have to sort of regain control. They haven't had a good bit of movement up inside the zone of Ethereal in a while because of the stack. This incredibly fast Mozzie Jiggy stack is really something that's been a threat to this midfield and the offense of Illumiduty.
Right now, though, these 3 points have been a big threat to Illumiduty. Fortunately, the miss coming in, so they're going to be able to snag this back. 3:35 left in this first round, and double up on the score, 10-5 for Ethereal. They're looking fast and overall pretty in control, but one goal here from Duty could change things in a hurry.
Trying to work the bottom of the zone this time. They have been focusing up on the upper half, and now maybe getting down into the lower end of the zone is going to pay dividends for them. They do have a little bit more open range to work with. They can get those longer passes going, which seem to be breaking up the defense here. You see everyone man on man. This is the setup inside the bubble. The bounce pass off the backboard. An excellent shot there from QL Young to get them two, and they're trying to claw back at this lead.
Yeah, needed it, and they got it. To the full credit of Illumiduty, mentioned how they've been an established team here in VR Master League since the very beginning, back in preseason 1 in November 2019, and you know, to their credit, that's what won them the preseason championships at that time, was the fact that they were able to come back even against what looked like maybe some rough odds. They just held strong in the mental games, and they were able to do their thing. So it's not uncommon to see this as they take place in the defensive position, knowing they still have plenty of time if they place them here to get back at it.
A little bit of a mistake, though. This may get punished. This is a potential stack and clear here, an open 2. No, the defense is there in time, and a great stun out denies what could have been another 2 points coming in for this Illumiduty team. It would have been exactly what they needed. And here, can they get this clear? Oh, what a great stack play. Coming up, and an excellent steal from Wit, denying entry on that goal.
With the goalkeeping ability and now the agility from the stacks, they're going to get there first. Oh, couldn't convert. That will hurt the efforts of this comeback situation. Could have put them within 1. So instead, a turnover, and then Mozzie is going to sling it as the zinger of a stack comes flying through. Can they save it again? No, that's a 2. See, Jason puts them up 12-7, and that is starting to look kind of grim in this first round, potentially for Illumiduty.
Yeah, they got to really pull some magic together here. They need a 3 and a 2, really, if they want to tie things up. They're 3-2s. I just don't think it's happening in a minute and 20 against a team like this that's playing such good defense. They are trying to play it quick, though, and a good bit of pushing forward. Is this an open 3? It might be. No, there's the goalie inside there. Ethereal's playing this conservatively. They aren't pushing up as aggressive as they have been, and they had a goalie sitting in goal there waiting for this push to come up. There's a good pass to the bottom of the zone, a good stun out, denying the 2-pointer from getting sunk in. It was going to be the first element of their comeback, and this clear is going to throw a wrench in the plans. A minute left for Illumiduty to come back in round 1.
Yeah, especially with a score here, could be some ice, and that was quite nice on the passing play. Wit nearly getting the save, but not the beneficiary that time. And once again, double up on the score, this time 14-7, and it will indeed be looking like a first round going the way of Ethereal.
A solid out-the-gate performance here. And, you know, if you want to look at just the data that we have in front of us, I know for a fact that this Ethereal team was warming up before this series. You know, they were playing against .com's team, and they were getting loose. You know, they were getting prepared. They were making sure that when they came into this first round, they would be ready to rock and slam dunk another 2 points in there to pile onto their lead. And clearly it's showing here in this first round at the very least. They've managed to put up a very solid performance here, 16-7. Granted, Illumiduty did keep it close for, I would say, the majority of the series. You know, it really didn't come down to that last maybe 2 minutes where things started to get out of hand for them.
Yeah, it was pretty much in reach the whole time for them. So I think second round could be very, very different. Ethereal coming in here just yesterday, I believe, on Channel 1 playing. And you mentioned also warming up against .com's team, which is to say Synapse, who we will also be seeing after this match, as we do, in fact, mosey on over to the scoreboard. I only did it because...
you'll see, you'll see a high score coming in from Mozzie, that's for sure. He's certainly one of the key performers, at least in this first round for this Ethereal team.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing really well. I mean, that defensive, when he denied entry on that goal, I think it was tied. That's a huge block, because from there, I think they put up 5 points. And so it's just a shift in momentum out the gate there that he then compounds on by setting up the goals himself. Just a solid job from him there. And yeah, looking at the stats now, 16 points out the gate. Or sorry, 10. Wow, I misread that.
Either way, though, not an uncommon sight. Mozzie is definitely one of the most dominant strikers you'll find in Echo. Very, very tough to deal with for any defense, certainly, and teammates doing a great job to also enable them. So, big part of their game. That said, Illuma Duty, a big part of this second round is just going to be trying to get off to a good start. These first couple of minutes are going to be pretty important. You don't want to give Ethereal any of those good feels going into this round by giving them a good start. So let's see. Joust underway.
It's always fun to see teams get tested at this level, and this is definitely a test. Can you bounce back mentally? And out the gate, they're trying to play it aggressive. They had that three-man press into the zone, but they didn't have the disc in hand to set it up effectively. Still in a little bit of control as they pat the disc around inside the zone of Ethereal, but ultimately the clear is going to get down there. Doesn't go all the way through, though. Gets an awkward bounce, does get snagged up and passed down, and who's going to get there first is the question.
Oh, well, they got there first,
Whoa.
but the shot not quite as much of a success. So that's going to give an opportunity to Burbs and Co. as he distributes over to Wit. Wit just dodging through that boosted player flying on the defense. And now all the defenders for Ethereal in position. You got the stacked defender. You got one in the goal. You got one on the ground. Burbs slipping away and now slipping it over to Wit. And excellent first play 1 minute in.
Yep. That was perfectly executed. That's how you're going to score against a team like this. You have to have really nice passes inside the zone. That's exactly what they did. Burbs with an excellent cross to Wit. Wit sinking it in, and you want to talk about a way to bounce back in round two. It's perfect. They're up 2-0. It's not a 3. It's not the best scenario, but still it's an early lead for them to work with, and we'll see if they can maintain it as an open 3 dings off of the barrier, goes just a bit wide and allows the Illuma Duty defense to set up.
Yeah, and running kind of a similar thing. You have the one stack over by the ramp defensively, and meanwhile the other player is trying to position around that bubble. You can see Mozzie up top as well as single shot finding Mozzie. Mozzie winding it from the back to the front and dumping it in for the tie.
That striker, he's out there hitting stuns, he's grabbing discs, he's dunking it in the backside. It's a solid bit of work there out of the team there to get that 2 in, and that was the push off the wall. Really interesting to see there. Get himself a little extra momentum to sink it in.
Yeah, that's the dangerous, and that's why the backboard is such a good spot to go to if you're on offense. Hold on, the offense may be there, but see, Jason was just hiding in plain sight, and he manages to snag it out. But yeah, when you go to the backboard, that's why if you can connect on those passes by utilizing the Geo to tap off as they tap in, but dings out, you can get yourself momentum to basically juke out a defender any which way. You kind of put them at your mercy almost.
Stacking clear, doesn't get there for Ethereal. This is an opportunity for Illuma Duty to set something up. The shot on goal goes a bit wide and is snagged by Single. Cleared out down to the other side of the zone, and we are tied up here as we get down into this first half here of round 2, and a good bit of passing work coming in from C. Jason. This setup from Jiggy dunks it into the corner. A really nice cross through what is, I think, 3 defenders in the zone. Gets them the lead again. Ethereal up 4-2.
Yeah, great play, passing play again. Jiggy to C Jason to Jiggy this time around, and
yep.
A few minutes in, just back and forth still yet. Not too dissimilar from that last round. I mean, Illuma Duty down behind by just a bit, but, another score here could make a big difference. I mean, the important thing was they weathered the first few minutes. The concern was for them was if they had given up any kind of big scoring run early on, and gotten the hole early, that would have been damaging. But they are still in pretty good position here in the second round.
Oh, a pass that goes wide. Is this going to get punished by Illuma Duty? No, it does manage to get slapped up into the upper half of the zone. A good pass down there, but the defense sticking tight onto the disc here and making it tough for these short passes to really work and get them much ground. There's a bit of a pass that goes wide. Does get snagged and tossed to the backside of the zone. This is a good bit of working off of a mistake. He doesn't get the toss up that they were looking for. That center clear doesn't get coming through, and this time able to push it down into the zone of Ethereal. But man, the stack speed of Ethereal is so quick. They seem to be there first the majority of the time.
And right up with him is Illuma Duty, but still gets a pass through. They're going to sling it off the backboard. Oh! What a play. Single shot off the back, off the assist, and then see Jason off the backboard. The goalie all kinds of bothered. That was very well coordinated.
I wonder like to what level that's coordinated, because it seems at this point they've played so much with each other that he's probably reading, okay, he's going to back there, he's going to go for the 3, I'm going to push up, and they might not even communicated that necessarily that it's coming in, but either way, fantastic bit of work there to sync that up, and you love to see it at this out of the master tier. It's what you get when you tune in to VRML 1. There's a master tier matchup on. You're going to see some incredible plays. Very rarely do you see missed threes as one goes wide there off the backboard. Still into the hands of Ethereal, but a good stun out and a good clear comes in from Illumin. Maybe they can set themselves up almost a 3.
Yeah, but man, in no time at all, both teams with a stack arriving at the disc will be Ethereal. Oh, losing it. See, Jason manages to slap it, so no one able to get that. See, Jason trying to take a light tap boost off once and twice, in fact, and it will just be enough to get the ding dunk at the bottom of the goal.
A lot of stunning going on in the midfield there, and I think we are into a timeout now. I gotta wonder if this is a tactical timeout, right? You gotta take a little pause, reset, try and figure out what's been going on in the rounds. Try and strategize a little bit what you can do to bounce back, because right now they need this round. This is the series on the line.
Yeah, and as you mentioned too, granted we're only in the second week still, but obviously in this 5-week cycle at the master tier, you still want to be picking up as many wins as you can. You don't want to find yourself in those bottom slots and at risk of losing your master star and master division. So both these teams definitely wanting a win here, and Luma Duty, as much as anyone, just trying to get it going, and they'll still have 4.5 minutes here to try and figure this out off this timeout.
And I feel like now is a moment where if you have that 5-man roster, maybe you start experimenting, right? Maybe you need a fresh element that you've been practicing with, that is skilled, that you can then bring into the team, infuse it with some new energy, and maybe just bring something, because you've lost that first round, you're down a decent amount with 4.5 left, plenty of time to bounce back, but you really need to shift the energy here. And I wonder if eventually we're going to see teams starting to do that more with subs if they need it.
Yeah, it's definitely a big topic. I shouldn't say big topic, but it's a topic of discussion. I think it'll be something pretty pertinent one of these days in Echo. And it'll be interesting to see. That said, not happy to see that. Speedy V causing a turnover there was Ethereal. So we'll be back to QL actually on the slap, but again, another pick. So good positioning in that midfield just to read these lanes and not really give him open avenues for these clears, as Ethereal single shot handing it off to the pack and trying to get it to the backboard area, but nobody home. Burbs will take that back.
A good bit of stun work from the defense there, making it a little bit awkward for Ethereal as they tried to push up into the zone. This is an attempted open goal 3 there from the top half, but doesn't thread the needle, bounces off the barrier from the front and stays into the hands of Ethereal. And right now they're doing what they need to do. They just need to pass and play it slow. They don't need to push up and get aggressive. They don't need more points. Granted, you want to secure your lead, especially up against skilled teams like Illuma Duty, because they can easily bounce back from deficits. But still, they are managing to buy time. 3 minutes and a half, 3.5 now. They've killed a minute.
And unfortunately, after that timeout, there was a crash there, it looked like, but QL Young is back in the match, so no harm done on that note, except for a little bit of lost time. That said, they're going to be there just in time. Witch gets it through as he gets stunned, but a stunning goal and a very, very a necessary one, because they didn't want to fall behind anymore. Still 3 minutes, and it's a 5-point match.
I mean, he's grabbing that disc, looking at the wall, and then just turning and throwing that center. I mean, that's just a muscle memory shot there. Yeah. It's a really quick 180 to just chuck it into the goal like that. Really nice job from Witt. He knew he was under pressure. He sensed the urgency behind him and manages to put the 2 in. The question is, can they capitalize now? They need to pile on. They need to get multiple 2s in a row at the very least. Maybe a good 3 would help here, as it is an open goal 3 opportunity off the backboard. Goes a bit wide as well. That would have been huge.
Yeah, and Mozzie, though, recognizing maybe some blood in the water, the stack is boosting through. However, the punch from Jiggy is able to recover. Hands it over to the open goal. See, Jason gets it to go, and these guys are indeed piling it on. They're stars of their craft.
The deficit here, not insurmountable. 2 threes and a 2. You have 2 minutes left. It's going to take a couple of mistakes and some good luck out of Illuma Duty, but we'll see what happens as they do get the offensive joust and see if they can set something up. The intercept in the open goal 3 may be the nail in the coffin. However, that is the exact opposite of what they needed to have happen there. But geez, Ethereal just getting even more aggressive on their stack pushes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And another important part about these metas on some of these rollouts is kind of knowing when to vary it up, not going to the same thing every time, because then these teams are so good that they will start reading you and adjusting defensively, as they will indeed get another turnover. Burbs denying it, so good grab right in front of the goal and out of that danger zone as a quick fling. Oh, would have been gorgeous, but unfortunately, right back to Mozzie.
The defense just playing it super aggressive now that they have the confidence in this lead. The offense, even more so, as Jiggy sinks into 2 from the backside. 16-4 now with what is 50 seconds left. Essentially, this is the series. Ethereal just coming out in round 2 in the second half, really playing it well. I felt like Illuma Duty were keeping it close. They had that early lead. They did well in the early half of round 2, but then something happened where they started to, that lead started to get wider and wider as Ethereal scored more and more. They tried to take that tactical timeout and regroup, but it just wasn't enough as Ethereal managed to get a couple of key intercepts in the later half of this round. And with 20 seconds left now, they are going to try and get a few points on the board. You want to try and limit how much you lose by too still. And there's a good bit of behind the back. No look behind the back too.
Off of, that save, or trying to go for it looked like, a goalie punch into a 3 perhaps, but then got knocked loose by that stack. But still, it's like you said earlier, when Wit had a similar play from the backboard, where just that muscle memory, the floor awareness. But that said, sweet way to end the round. Unfortunately, not so sweet on the results, as it is 16-6. Ethereal coming ahead strong in this one.
A fun game to tune into. It's so great to see different styles from different teams. Ethereal with that stack between Mozzie and Jiggy. It was just so quick in the midfield and so aggressive. And I think initially it maybe threw off Illuma Duty, because it was just all up in their face. The passes weren't quite quick enough to avoid it, and ultimately Mozzie ends up with an excellent scoreline at the end of the series.
Taking a look at these stats here, and stinking awesome stats from Mozzie. 12 points, or 17 points rather. I'm blind as well, Knight, apparently. But
no, he's 12.
Oh, okay, never mind. You see, I'm reading this on a tiny Goodwill monitor. Okay, it is 12. Good. I was right the first time. It's just my brain that went burr. Anyway, 2 assists and 2 saves as well. Jiggy with 4 points. You had C. Jason with 9 points, 4 assists, 4 saves. Single shot with 5 and 4. Look at that. Everyone definitely just a bunch of stats.
Mozzie's so busy. The most stuns, 21 stuns. Him and Jiggy, 20 and 21. That's that Bash Bros crew, if you will, just running through the midfield, putting the stuns out, interrupting any sort of momentum that Illuma Duty were trying to muster up.
Yeah, and Illuma Duty on their side of the floor, again, they had... First round was really close, started getting out of hand in the latter parts of round 2, as you mentioned. Just couldn't quite get it going. They had a perhaps tech issue there, timeout, and then after the timeout, a crash had happened, which is also an unfortunate thing, and just couldn't really find that rhythm. But with that, Burbs had 2 points, 1 assist, 3 saves. Wit with 4 points, 1 assist, 3 saves as well. QL Young, partial stats, as he was the one who crashed late there. And Speedy V, 2 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, along with the 17 stuns. But with that, a success here for Ethereal. They're going to even up that record, it looks like, at 2-2. Illuma Duty, meanwhile, still trying to find their first win, but again, with a 5-week cycle, still got a lot of time to mount a comeback, and would not be an uncommon sight to see for this team.
They learn these. It's what's so fun to watch at this high level, how well these teams learn and adapt from their mistakes. They're going to go back, they're going to watch the footage, they're going to analyze what they can improve on and how they can improve, and come back a better team the next day. Yeah,
for sure. And with that, ladies and gents, we got ourselves another Master Tier match coming up in a hurry. So still looking for some invites at the moment. But next on this channel will be Spaghetti versus Synapse. So that is going to be definitely an exciting one. We've seen both these teams just in the last couple days in some supremely interesting and exciting matches for sure. Meanwhile, in about half an hour from now, there will also be There Is No Team versus Gen Z on this channel. And on channel 2, Enigma versus Giggles. So you got some stuff to watch tonight for sure. But
I mean, the service, Pally, that you provide, the casting, the team that has been cultivated is just so impressive. It's awesome to see it firing on all cylinders in Season 3.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of it's mutual, right? The players are working hard, thus the production works hard, and it creates, well, awesome content and streams every single night. So it's fantastic. All right, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back after this brief intermission. So do stay tuned for your second master match of Spaghetti versus Synapse next.
So Joker in Season 1, they didn't go undefeated. Every single game they won, they did it in 2. And the only team to take them to 3 rounds during the season was Kang. And every time Kang took them to 3 rounds, that Kang won. Kangaroos, they've been there. Ladies and gentlemen, Kangaroos is back. They found it. I don't know where it went, but they found it.
One more championship team to officially
Big guy Trubisky trying to find that pass, and Kango's bread butter cut through.
Rating from NA.
This is Kango's game. This is what they
We
do
have
best.
Kangorillas.
All Kang needs to do is clutch it. Oh my! Hold on! It's Trubisky. Was he even looking? Between this and the rim. Striker, strike that to the bank.
Whenever Kangarillas, this roster, is playing Echo Arena, they're going to always be at the top. Mark my words.
Getting that last winning goal, that last touchdown, is the most nerve-wracking thing you can do in your entire esports career.
And not just skill, but planning. These guys play chess. This is not your grandma's Echo Arena.
The be-all and end-all, when you're the guy with the disc, you have to make the goal, and knowing that if I let this in, that's it.
I don't feel like it's a job. I don't feel stressed. I'm looking forward to it every single day. I love this.
We are the apocalypse and a pill that keeps us floating as we fly above the stars.
The Eclipse outdated. Joker overrated. Long have we waited. Season 3 Kang activated.
So, generally speaking, mentality going into this final.
Very good, very confident. Well, not even a little tiny bit nervous, so it's great.
What do you have for your opponents?
We're feeling better.
With 1 minute left, and instead if this turns around into a goal, they're going to be really hurting. At the moment, lining it up, and eyeing the shot. It's mad, coming alive, and Kangarillas, they're looking to force that round 3.
Walking this one in. Shrew with cut pass and Loveridge slams it in. Off the backboard. Shrew's getting there first. He hits it. We're going to game 3 lead. Down that cross pass does hit Sealable. Sealable has a one-on-one with the goal here. He's going to take the shot. He hits it, and that's going to put Kang up by 3. Or that's Strap. It's Strap. The predatory pop himself. He's going to plant that winner for the 2 and tie it up. I have nothing else to say.
That was raw.
Yo, my name Andrew.
Hi, my name is Andy W, and I play on Four Kings.
Hi, my name is Chrome, and I play for Four Kings.
Yo, my name is Cruisin.
We want to grow as a team. We're kind of a new team, and I've never played with Cruisin or Ender before, and I know we have like a new chemistry, and I think it's going to be good, but I kind of want to see that grow.
I honestly think one of our biggest strengths is that we're all like friends, right? So it's like I feel like we can grow over time and become better because we're homies and friends and lovers.
Naturally, we're just better.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to VRML Season 3.
Wrap walk there in the far side trap, but it was a beautiful bounce. The trajectory looked perfect to me from my angle, and it was another opportunity there. Snowy Blue, and that's going to be our first goal of the first round of the first game of Season 3. A minute 9 in, going to Snowy Blue here for tier to kick us off. It's Season 3 for Master Tier. I am so excited to look at that. Look at that Joker is out of the tube at mid.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to VR Master League Channel 1 and your second of your back-to-back Master Tier matches here. It's Spaghetti versus Synapse, gonna be a super interesting one, especially based on what we've seen as of late. And on the casting booth, I'm Palidore, being joined here by SputnikKobra.
Absolutely, and how are you doing tonight, Palidore?
Oh, doing well. Anytime we have these primetime matches at the, highest tier and got all the viewers tuning in across the channels, it's gonna be an exciting time for sure. Connemara Chaos here, having it snag caption, Mamba there as well. So we just saw Synapse as of recently, taking Joker to round 3. To some people's surprise, certainly, but putting on a really awesome defensive effort to make this happen, seeing if they can capitalize on some of that momentum they built up. Meanwhile, Spaghetti, coming off some great wins as well, are going to knock it loose as it gets stuck at the mid zone.
And yeah, let's see if Synapse can carry this momentum into this game, and getting that clear will be Spaghetti, but overshooting it and looking to retrieve it outside the bubble of Synapse. They're gonna find the open 3, so that's the start of this round. 46-second goal time, 9-meter 3 to Al.
Yeah, good way to get him started. What more can you say? Just Spaghetti is a team with some very immense and intense defense. That is, again, without a doubt. And it's going to be interesting to see how that works out against the defense here of Synapse, which we saw the other day. Well, so far, it's just 6 straight off of 2 goals from Spaghetti. Wow.
And Synapse getting robbed of that momentum before they even got started. So they might be feeling a little deflated. 90 seconds off the clock, that's 6 points, that's 2 possession threes for Spaghetti. Synapse to QB once again, so YouTube sending it down. And that stun already coming through, so Connemara with possession, gonna go off the backboard, but YouTube not gonna allow that to happen. And getting that short pass to Caption up to Mamba. Mamba sending an interception. So Spaghetti knows what to do against this Synapse team, and they're executing on it right now.
Clever little bounce there from .com, and gonna go to the sidewall where Zach is awaiting. They have the players all lined up, but the lane's not really clear enough for a pass, so they're gonna have to go for the clear, that boost, and they get there really quickly. There's Caption looking for the 3, and cuts that deficit in half with their first goal.
So they might have been a little deflated, but they're pumping up that balloon right now, and Caption with that 3 points, able to find possession off that clear, finding that 10-meter 3, so 7 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Just advantage now to Spaghetti. Spaghetti to QB, but Meatballer with possession. Getting stunned out, putting up that block, but Mamba not taking the bite, and Mamba tying it up. That's it. This is a game. So Synapse able to bounce back maybe, you know, I don't get the caster's curse as much as you, Palidore. I don't know. Maybe because I cast less games, but really, I'm eating my words here.
All about the sample size, I guess. But yeah, so far this has been a sampling of excellence from these teams. Yeah, a quick couple threes for Spaghetti, quick couple threes for Synapse, another 3 for Rocktor. You know what this is reminding me of right now? This is reminding me of Team Gravity versus Phantoms from Oculus Venues. I think the second to last week of Season 2, if you recall that one. That game had something like 20-20 in the first round. Ultimately, around 70 points scored across the 3 rounds in that match. I mean, this is just a flurry.
Absolutely. And those are offense-heavy teams when they need to be. And look at this point spread. I mean, it's not big, but 9 to 6, that's, I really can't say anything right now, but Synapse still behind by 3. Spaghetti will get that forward pass to Connemara. And these teams are just putting points on the board back and right.
And Al's gonna drive it down. Few hesitation moves was enough to freeze the defense and get that shot through. 11 to 6, favoring Spaghetti. Quick note, Vacant Ace, where is the overlay? What overlay? Is an overlay missing? Am I blind? In any case,
you know I'm blind.
Oh, I wasn't gonna go there, but.
But now Joust advantage to Synapse. They're down by 5. YouTube descended quickly down to Caption. Caption trying to find that cross will beat that player of Spaghetti. And almost going for that long shot, Zach reeling that shot back in, sending that pass down to Trench. Caption able to duck that defender of Spaghetti. And looking for that pass to Nest. And trying to send that pass for that cut, but player of Spaghetti will stun that forward player from Synapse. And now will be a clear in this long shot opportunity being shut down by Mamba.
All right, nice one from Mamba. Off to Caption now. Caption from that left lane. The defense from Ao coming on through. A boosted player, Zach, is going to get that pass and trying to converge on the goal. Will get the disc back one more time, but being knocked loose again. Meatballer, the Meat Brawler, sending it to the right tunnel now as that goes in. And now Ao, Connemara splitting off, trying to collect that disc, but unable to, just beyond their reach on that momentum. Now some stuns once again. A tap into the bubble, and it is frantic, and the pace is frenetic. And at the moment, energy, well, let's see. It's just all over the place in this match.
Absolutely. I need to pump up my own energy levels. Getting that forward clear. It will bounce down up towards ceiling. Caption now with possession. A nice short pass forward to Zach. Zach sending right back to Caption. Caption finding that too. So really changing pace right there from Synapse. Synapse kicking it back into gear. And now it's a 3-point game, and they've shown that they can easily make these threes. They can easily get past the Spaghetti defense. And right now, it's just who can beat this defense, who can tie up that offense on the back in their backcourt and get forward.
All right, so just a 3-point game at the moment. And let's see, an opportunity maybe. If they can get this back here, will be Meatballer and Zach contesting. Meatballer just getting away from him, but not for too long. There's a brief boost from Connemara and Al. They're able to collect the disc back. Some jukes, sending it to the opposite cloud. And right and high here at the midfield as they dish it to Al. This is, again, an opportunity for Spaghetti, but man, so aggressive on this defense we're seeing all over midfield, Sputnik.
Absolutely. And I say absolutely too much, but I can only but agree with you. And that will be a loss of possession. Zach going for that clear, and you can see these stuns happening just back and forth in that backcourt of Synapse. And Synapse will get down into that bubble, and Mamba will finish it off. So now it's a 1-point game, but you see all this brawling in the backcourt. You see they lose possession. One player goes for the disc, finding that clear, and every other player focuses on stunning that defense and not allowing them to get back to set up. And really, that's all the difference right now in this game.
Yeah, and well, the difference only at 1 point. 1-pointer now after, again, this big flurry. We still have about 3 minutes left, a little bit under that, as it's knocked out. And Rocktor sending it over to Connemara. Good to see Rocktor here playing, of course, longtime player. And right now, a very, very timely save from .com. Showing more of that defense, which we saw not only against Joker, but just in general across the seasons. There it is again. Mamba this time diving out, just offering no time before they're closing off these moves. And now a ding off the top of the post as it sails to the wedge.
And looking to pick it up, trying to get that block off will be Zach W. And that Synapse stack will sail past Al. Now this 3-1 advantage, now shutting it down and now coming through, but the stop, I believe that was a headbutt by YouTube, so denying that opportunity, maintaining this 1-point deficit, and looking to get down court is Synapse. Synapse has it outside the bubble of Spaghetti. They have this open goal, go for the shot, but the stop, and Meatballer can't get it in time. It will sail into the goal, so he'll stop that 3 attempt. Now it's only a 1-point lead to Synapse, but look at this game in this first round. This is incredible stuff.
Oh my goodness, that was sick! The headbutt save from .com, the little brawl battle for the tap boost from Zach, the fadeaway shot, and then Meatballer, I believe, the save to at least turn it into a 2. That was a trifecta of master caliber plays you're not gonna see anywhere else. That was amazing. Ow right here, getting stunned, gotta say ow as Zach takes it back.
And that clear will come through, so they're maintaining this 1-point lead, less than 90 seconds on the clock. Synapse looking to get it in the bubble of Spaghetti, and they've got all the time in the world because their stacks are getting caught up with these stuns in the backcourt of Synapse. So Synapse doing what they need to be doing right now. And I said this a few days ago on stream, every player on Synapse knows their role in their position, and they know what they need to be doing all the time, and they execute on that, and they'll get Spaghetti in the backcourt. So Spaghetti to QB, Meatballer with possession, and he'll bank right looking for this pass.
All right, Meatballer sending it over to the trap. See in the chat there pointing out Aeronite saying how Zach brawling out the stacks as usual. Exactly. You see, it's very uncommon, honestly, to see these master teams at times. We saw it with Joker the other day. We're seeing it a little bit here with Spaghetti, but it's unusual to see just not a lot of players. Like look at this, not getting back as much as fast because there's so much brawls happening in the back line here that it's really opening things up every time it gets cleared.
And as long as Synapse can prevent this 3, prevent a tie-up, 15 seconds on the clock, Meatballer trying to dodge Zach, but Zach not biting on it, getting to that target, getting the stun, getting the clear, and this is another opportunity for Synapse, and that one's going to be in, so Caption will find the 3 at 15 meters, and this first round will be going to Synapse.
Synapse firing hot and firing on all synapses, apparently. 17-11. Wow, I mean, Spaghetti started off strong. They were looking, the first, I think, 6 points or so, 7 points, but then, man, Synapse, something clicked, something snapped, and they just could not be stopped for the remainder of that round.
I think we talked about this the other day, is that, Synapse used to formerly compete under the name Infinite. They were with Infinite for a season, and during the preseason, they were a standout team. They surprised everyone. They employed this defense that you talked about. Mm-hmm. And it seems that they're falling back into this rhythm of what they used to do, and they're finding a lot of success with it.
Oh, absolutely. That's what you got. That's what you love to see. I mentioned it time and time again, as we will. Actually, looks like maybe a timeout here briefly as a potential roster switch. I'm not quite sure. But in any case, you just love seeing that top tier of Echo Arena now compared to how it was, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, where now there's just such variety at the top level, and these teams really, at any given moment, any given day, battling and taking rounds off each other. It doesn't matter if you're the first seed or you're the 10th seed. If you don't show up to play or you're just a little bit off on a given day, I mean, you can easily be overtaken in a match-to-match situation or across the span of a whole season.
Absolutely, and this is a reborn Synapse. This is the Synapse that everybody slept on, everybody forgot about, and now they're back in full force and they're showing what they're capable of. And now Oculusators will rejoin the game or join the game in exchange for Rockter. So now Spaghetti is at full force, they are at full strength, and let's see if they can wrestle back control of this game.
Yeah, Oculusator, definitely the headline player, one of the headline players. I mean, everyone's so talented on this team, but every time, it comes to scoring, he's definitely one that you want the disc in his hands as much as anyone, because he'll just find that goal one way or the other. So a substitution here between the rounds as we are about to go into the second one off of that brief timeout. And yeah, this could be a very different round. We shall see as these teams clash once more in round 2.
And talking about Oculusator has been playing for a long time. And he was one of the players that kind of pioneered juking on the floor. He was always extremely talented at it, and I remember him from years ago being just amazed at it. And now he's back. I mean, he didn't compete in, I believe, ESL, but he's been here for VRML, and sending it right into the goal will be Oculusator. So Oculusator back in this game, starting this round. That's 2 points.
Yeah, if you need a quick injection of offense, well, he's the guy for it. So Oculusator getting them back on the scoreboard first here in this second round, and stabilizing, if nothing else, as Synapse coming out and seeing if they can make this adjustments and come back at them for maybe a tie here, as Zach will get a partial clear, looking like a rugged bounce, though maybe a turnover in a moment as Meatballer collects.
And that pass will go through mid, go past its targets, bounce into the hands of Zach W. Zach W sending it down to the floor, and that Synapse stack will retrieve it in the bubble, and finishing it off as Caption at 4 meters. So it's a tie game. 24 seconds on that goal time, Palidore.
Caption having a pretty good showing here offensively so far. Really quick and confident on those shots, and they are hitting over and over across these 2 rounds so far. Getting the first score for Synapse this time. Just about a minute and 20 in.
Oculusator 2QB getting stunned out, but getting that pass off to mid. Konamara looking for an opportunity, not under pressure just yet. That player from Synapse Mamba trying to get back into this bubble, trying to get on off defense. In Caption, looks like YouTube and Caption traded out positions for a second. Caption not seeing that shot going through his hands, so that will be Konamara taking these 2 points.
And back to the joust, and back again. High scoring first round, 17-11. So, again, for Master Caliber, fairly high scoring. It's gotten so much more defensive over the months and over the last year. So a lot of the times, especially in Season 2, it started becoming a really common thing to see these lower scoring matches because of that defense. But that said, these teams both kind of firing off. Oh, big clutch there, but could not find the goal. So .com denying the otherwise steezy moves from Oculusator that you talked about, Sputnik. And now, was that a headbutt from Caption? I think he got stunned, and then he jumped up to butt it out, but it'll still be in the possession of Spaghetti as they roll to the other side, overtaken by Mamba.
So .com made that save, a terrific save with one hand, and then he quickly transferred it to the other hand, slapping it out. But he wasn't able to find the clear all the way out of the bubble, and Spaghetti looking to get that in the bubble of Synapse, but they just weren't able to find possession, and that clear will come through. Spaghetti looking to get it first. They're in their bubble, and it will bounce around, though, but that pass coming through won't be on target, so both of these teams are kind of feeling frenzied right now. They're not executing as well as they'd want to, but getting that pass off the wall, and it will be a trade of stuns.
Yeah, and going stun to stun with Zach is not something you want to do, especially if the last few days have been any indication. That said, in a daze are these defenders, because just brawled them all out and opened himself up for the 3. Says, I don't need anyone else doing it for me. I'm going to make this play happen, and I'm going to go up 7-2 for my team on Spaghetti.
You ever see those old school NFL clips where you see a big running back or fullback just stiff arm a cornerback to the ground?
I was going to say, just clobbering a guy in the face? No.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of old NFL, but just authoritative right there was Al. And Al's going to try for it again. He's going to get stunned on that duck attempt. It will be a loose disc at floor, but Al really just brawling right there, saying, I'm not going to go down. I'm going to brute force this into the goal. Konamara will get the stun, the block. He'll get it stolen right back, and that clear will come through, and Zach to pick it up to follow up with another clear.
Okay, it does take a ricochet bounce, though. Mamba getting trounced by the stuns. Zach getting the grab there, but then getting stunned. Tried to shield himself, couldn't do it in time. So turnover off to the other side. Konamara Chaos with that disc. Gonna sling it deep into the blue, and deep it goes for the 3-point hit, and 10-2. Definitely system shock here going against Synapse, as Spaghetti once again collapses on that goal.
And Spaghetti back in full force, back at full strength. 8-point lead. Synapse able to recover from that 6-point deficit last round, stay in the game, and now it's up to them once again to come back.
And thanks to Wonder T-Man there. Don't mind if I do. Take a bit of a hydration right now, though. These teams, no doubt, because of this pace, they're feeling like they need some hydration. They're probably sweating up a storm as they battle here inside the arena, trying to battle for this disc now. Oculus Satyr taking it away, sending it over there to Meatballer. Meatballer finding Ao on the other side of the arena. And now that lane is going to be clear for another zipper line pass to Katamara. Katamara eyeing down the goal, sees one in the lane, and no stacks incoming. This is going to be a 1-on-1 for the Katamara chaotic score.
And that was some nasty stuff, just pulling YouTube at a goal, getting that duck, and you could see YouTube rotate and just watch Konamara sail past him and find that open goal. So that's gotta hurt for YouTube. Now a 10-point lead to Spaghetti.
And again, you can tell Spaghetti is feeling good because they're starting to put some more flash and flare into their game in this second round, and that is a very clear sign that they're in a rhythm. Very bad sign for Synapse because they need to find a way to just collapse this and just stop, because this scoring streak, this is the kind that can really turn into a dangerous headbutt as it's a 3-point hit from Caption. What an unusual play, but Caption makes it happen.
And the chat just absolutely disgusting right now, definitely agreeing with that last play from Konamara. But Synapse to respond with a 3-point, it's 3 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. They can come back. They're not out of this game just yet.
Oh, not at all. 3:45 left, and Oculus Satyr trying to send it out to the mid lane. There's Katamara once more, sending it to Ao. The defense in the back line getting back quickly, so off the backboard. Oh, could have been good, but Caption will take it away and clears the way for a maybe attempt at offense, but no, gets actually stuck in the tunnel here.
And it will be picked up by Caption. Caption sending it forward. Mamba now with it, looking at this 1v1 opportunity and trying to get the stuns, maybe doing jumping jacks. Was the goalie of Spaghetti, but not able to make the read on that shot. Mamba will find it at 3 meters.
All right, so there, a couple goals straight, 5 points there, straight for the side of Synapse, and just like that, it is still a match indeed. So lesson 3, it's Oculus Satyr making way for Katamara, but Katamara had no room to work with. Third straight goal potentially here for Mamba and Synapse. Let's see, going in, going up, and they are within 3.
What is this Synapse? Like, what is this new Synapse? What are they capable of? What can they do? What can't they do? They're down by 10 points, and they close it to 3 points. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left on the clock. They make 3 consecutive stops on the Spaghetti offense, and they're just not deterred by anything.
And yeah, it's definitely one of those cases, as very, very important goal here goes in for Meatballer. They needed to stop that bleeding a bit, but it's one of those cases, I think, where you start feeling in too good of a rhythm, as I mentioned Spaghetti was. Not that they were steezing hardcore or anything, but still, if you get, a solid lead and you're starting to feel overconfident, all it takes is 1 or 2 little lapses because you weren't quite on the ball as you needed to be, and that will definitely allow teams, especially at this level, to sneak their way back in a game in no time at all. It's a 2-point match. 1:45 still remaining. Wow.
What? Like, I'm speechless. Zach sinking that 26-meter 3, getting it right through that mail slot. This is a 2-point game, 90 seconds on the clock, and joust advantage to Spaghetti.
Ooh, 125. Could we be eyeing that third round still? If Synapse has their way, they're going to say no, because they are making a big, big run, kind of avalanching upon the side of Spaghetti. That bounce pass just eking its way through and getting picked up by Meatballer here. So again, they really do need to score if they want to create some space on the score sheet this final minute. And being denied there, and once again denied by the ding. Katamara still takes it away, trying to find a patient play to Oculus Satyr. Oculus driving, diving, and they may just be surviving this round, 16-12.
And they're going to maintain this 4-point lead, 50 seconds on the clock. I don't think there's enough time. I mean, there is a very, very small margin for error right now. But I don't think it's possible. But with that being said, it will be Synapse to QB. It will be taken by .com. And under pressure, Caption will still get that pass off. But they're wasting too much time. And with that being said, this is the second round to Spaghetti.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested on I mean, maybe just conceding this round, I'm not sure, because they could not afford to stall it as long as they did. I mean, any kind of clear, any kind of boost, but that was the last thing they needed, because now they gave some extra points to Spaghetti, they gave some extra momentum to Spaghetti, and they weren't able to close off a round, you know, in a positive fashion, and that could do some damage as they go into the third here because of that execution.
And time will run out. That will be round 2 to Spaghetti. So Oculusator will return to the game or join the game. Rockter playing in the first round, which Synapse took. Then Oculusator waking up, refreshed, ready to play, bringing his team to a second round victory. And now we're going to see a third round.
Yeah, that we are. So definitely going to be important in this next minute for Synapse to, you know, once again gather their thoughts, take a quick drink, and cool down, reset for this next round. They made a tremendous run when it was looking like it was a runaway game for Spaghetti. Like you said, they were getting up to double-digit advantage at one point, just holding Synapse to only a goal, I think it was. And then suddenly, 1, 2, 3, 4 drives in a row, and Synapse made this big return into the round, and they just need to be able to take that into the third. So we'll see, but Spaghetti definitely, with the return of Oculusator in round 2, showing why they are still, without a doubt, a dangerous team putting on that kind of show.
In chat saying that, you know, you activated this betting thing, and all these players, all these viewers, they love it. I don't know if they love it a little too much, but they really want to see their teams win. They're putting everything on the line, and it's crazy to see that amount of participation.
Yeah, well, and we got a lot of new channel point rewards too, up for redemption, so, you know, they mean more than ever now. So on that note, a very meaningful joust, and every single play here is going to be, well, clutch, because neither team wants to go out this night, you know, without a win. They're trying their darndest and their hardest to get it going, and I'm really excited to see how this one turns out, Sputnik.
And with it at the ceiling, Meatball going down to the floor, but the shot stopped by Synapse. It looks like it will bounce off the head of one of the players of Synapse. They'll still have one deep set player underneath the goal. Spaghetti, though, not able to find that. That will bounce off the corner of the crossbar, and it will be cleared, so just Spaghetti not able to capitalize on that opportunity in the bubble.
Oh, but looks like a misread. Now, the Spaghetti stack was a lot faster, but they both kind of headed into the goal. So Caption will retain that disc and get it over to .com on the back out, sending it frontwise and to Zach. Zach just scanning the situation and the defense here, trying to suffocate the bubble offenders as they will back it out to .com once more.
And it will go into the hands of Caption behind the goal, and looking like Zach got that. I saw that in the hands of one of the players from Spaghetti, but maybe there was latency, maybe there was something. So Zach W will find the 2 points, and really just a great play in Watermelon.
Sugar, hi. To the chat, how you doing? So over to Oculusator is going to send it over to the tunnel now, being picked up by Meatballer. Meatballer with Captured in the area, but Captured unable to cause that turnover, but will cause some damage on the brawls. Nonetheless, Meatballer coming out of those stuns and receiving the disc here on the other end. Ow with another stun, and the 3-point attempt will not be successful. So another ding the way of Spaghetti, but another rebound the way of Spaghetti, and they're going to go at it again with that barrier, and buries it. Meatballer.
And Meatballer will find those 2 points, so they'll get the rebound off the ding, still able to maintain possession, and .com is just too pressured, not able to find the save, so it's a tie game. 2 minutes off the clock, joust advantage now to Synapse.
All right, so yeah, tied up exactly, and will be Mamba in the back lane. Mamba, a very impressive showing against Joker the other day, had some crazy plays, saves, as well as the offense. I mean, did a little bit of everything there, definitely impressing in that showing, as they'll distribute to Caption. Caption really quickly to Mamba. There he is, one more pass. Oh, Caption, no. Now they'll get a ding. So we've seen a few of those from both teams in this third round, as that's cleared.
And that will go through the tube, down to the trench, down to Synapse's side, be picked up by Konamara Chaos. Konamara looking at the defender in front, getting that forward pass to Ow, and Ow gonna take that shot, and looking like it didn't go off the head of .com. It went into his hands, but he was too deep set in the goal, so by the time he put his hands on it, it was already past him.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. So, you know, Spaghetti putting on that sauce, make it Worcestershire. Or Worcestershire. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, 4-2. 7 on the board. 7 minutes on the board, that is to say, and it will be Zach trying to make a play happen, and that's a very tight pass. Actually, surprised he got that through above the cloud successfully, but hey, made it work, and Zach now trying to make it work again with a quick tap over to Caption, so the communication definitely solid here from Synapse at the moment, we can see.
And he must be an otorhinolaryngologist to get that...
Excuse me?
I'm just ruining this. Caption with that 18 meters second, 4 meters shot, and what are these words? Quinoa. I'm not terrible at this word sneak thing.
I'm not very keen on that, but whatever.
So with Joust advantage, now will be Spaghetti. Oculusator 2QB getting that slight little movement, getting past that player from Synapse. So it's still tied up and getting that nice block and driving towards the goal, but it's gonna ding. It's gonna go back towards the goal. .com's gonna get rid of it. And it will be at the tube and be cleared forward. A pass actually to Meatballer. And Meatballer sending it for that cross, but that's going to be another missed opportunity.
And right back to Meatballer. Meatballer just sending it right back. We reserve the right to reject all point reward redemptions, and it'll be Oculusator here going right down to Al, but snagged out by .com. It's tied up. This one, the first round's very high scoring. At the moment, though, it's pretty low. Halfway through this round, a lot of defense and a lot of chaotic clearing, boosting, and back again as they go around the world in a single day. And .com, the bounce clear through the tunnel with some success.
And it will go past these players. Down to the floor, it will be snagged by Oculusator. Pull it right back over that clear, but it will end up in the hands of Mamba. Mamba able to read that clear through mid. And not able to find that pass. It will bounce up towards the ceiling, and now it's just a slab coming through from Synapse. And those are a lot of word sneaks. I can't even follow them all.
We're now ignoring them, Sputnik. And it will be .com with the disc going up high. And it'll be Caption going to the right, perhaps. They got the cut. There it is, Mamba, but gets stuck with a stun.
And it will go back to .com. .com sending it up to the ceiling. It's going to be past its target. Meatballer now sending it towards mid. It's going to sail all the way through, and Spaghetti looking to find it. They will get it. Konamara looking at this open goal. Lose it for a second, but
wow.
.com getting back into position on that stack, shutting down that opportunity. It's still a tie game. 4 minutes on the clock.
Oh, that was crazy. Just a brief mishandling of the disc, and they'll get it back again. Caption this time. There is that Synapse defense that did the job against Joker in that second round the other day. Can they do it again as they back it out here? That was an absolutely nutty play that we saw. And just because of that mishandle of that disc, but wow. I'm so impressed with this defense I'm seeing from Synapse, but at the moment, they can't get the offense going either because you know what? Spaghetti is also playing just as hard and just as aggressively.
And they will get that cleared down towards the bubble of Synapse. Synapse getting back into position. 2 defenders in front of Konamara. Konamara taking his time, allowing his team to get set up, opting to send it back to that backline player. Ow, sending it right back to Konamara. Konamara getting stunned out. Synapse trying to get that grab. They will send it off the floor, but Al will shut down that clear opportunity. 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. 4-4 in this third round, and they'll get that pass out the post. That one's going to be off target. These stuns coming through. That block will be good from Meatballer. Meatballer slapping it up to Oculusator, and Oculusator finishing it off. So that's a 2 minute and 49 second goal time. This is just a ridiculous third round from what we saw in the first round to this second round.
But holy smokes, how hard did they have to work for that goal? How many attempts, how many drives into that in that 2 minute and 49 second span? That was ridiculous. Wow. I mean, if nothing else, good for Spaghetti, maybe, but at the same time, boy, have they expended a lot of energy here late trying to get it going. But you know what? Same for Synapse. That defense, see if they can sustain it. But they need to get some offense going really quickly as it gets cleared out. And now a boost coming down the floor as it's retained, though, by YouTube in the back line. .com.
And .com will send it forward to Zach. Zach will send it off the ceiling, but that pass won't be good. Konamara under double coverage will send it down, almost maybe finding that bounce shot, and then 4 players in the bubble. YouTube still denying that opportunity, and it will bounce off the backboard. So a great opportunity for Spaghetti, but they're not able to capitalize on it. So Capture will find the clear through tube, and this is a chance for Synapse to get down court.
Oh, we'll see if they end up paying for that or not, but look, they went for the steez on the 360 dunk. What did I say earlier? We've seen this from Spaghetti, we've seen this from other teams as well at times. You get too lax, you get too crazy, you know, in the late game, you're gonna give teams an opportunity. Now, of course, if that spin dunk had got in, that's kind of a backbreaker if you're Synapse. But because it didn't, now it's a topic of discussion because suddenly this is an opportunity for a tie or even a lead if you're Synapse. So let's see how this unfolds. 1 minute 47 left.
So Meatballer now looking for that three. That one's going to be on target. That's a 5-point lead to Spaghetti. 1 minute 40 seconds on the clock. 1 minute and 21 seconds on that goal time. So these goal times are getting, well, that's half the time from the last one, but this is so much longer than the goal times in the first and second round. They seem to have learned each other's style of play within these 2 rounds, and now they're just trying to counter each other, but Spaghetti's on top. Synapse will find that pass through mid to Mamba, and Mamba's going to dish it off to the side to Zach W.
That was a hugely unfortunate 3-point hit. After all that defense, again, to concede an open 3, definitely can't feel good. That said, now they need to rush it a little bit, start scoring here soon, and they do. It's within 3. They've still got a minute left of play. But like I said, that slower pace inside that bubble and on some of these plays, kind of benefiting a team like Synapse. They like that. But now they can't even afford to do that too much more because they're at the disadvantage with only 50 seconds.
48 seconds on the clock. It will be taken by Oculusator. Oculusator sending it right down. There's a bounce, but he will get it right back, and he can breathe a sigh of relief on that one. So Meatballer now with it. 38 seconds on the clock and ticking. Taking his time. 3 players to 2 players. They have this advantage in the bubble, and getting that duck and that stand right back up. Oculusator will find it at 3 meters. It's a 5-point lead. Spaghetti has secured this 3rd round, and they have secured this victory.
And wow, was that a tough one to secure after those just stalemates essentially for minutes at a time in this 3rd round, especially. Finally able to find some headway late in this match. So maybe even a time for one more. They're going to try and take a backboard shot, no doubt, and will not go in. However, that said, it is a 3rd round in one heck of a game coming in from Spaghetti and Synapse.
And just a great game. And I don't... Do I sneak all these words in now? Like, do I just completely ignore them?
See, the redemption was fine, I suppose, in context where there aren't 120 people watching. Gets a little bit crazy when they do, huh? So maybe some caps on that.
So I think that's an eye, nose, and throat doctor. Can you even say that word? There's a reason people say eyes, nose, and throat doctor, because the Latin form of that is ridiculously difficult to pronounce.
I have no idea what you're talking about. In any case, looks like we do have our invites for the next match, so I do assume that means they waited. So yeah, we can't hang back too long to read these stats and such, so get a good look at them. That was an excellent match. But coming up next, we do have There Is No Team versus Gen Z. So you guys at home, stay tuned.
So Joker in Season 1, they didn't go undefeated. Every single game they won, they did it in 2. And the only team to take them to 3 rounds during the season was Kang. And every time Kang took them to 3 rounds, that Kang won.
Kang Gorillas, they've been there.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kang Gorillas is back. They found it. I don't know where it went, but they found it.
One more championship team to officially
Big guy Trubisky trying to find that pass, and Kango's bread butter cut through.
Rain from NA.
This is Kango's game. This is what they
We
do
have
best.
Kang Gorillas.
All Kang needs to do is clutch it. Oh my, hold on. It's Trubisky. Was he even looking? Strike that to the bank.
Whenever Kang Gorillas, this roster, is playing Echo Arena, they're going to always be at the top. Mark my words.
Getting that last winning goal, that last touchdown, is the most nerve-wracking thing you can do in your entire esports career.
And not just skill, but planning. These guys play chess. This is not New Grandma's Echo Arena.
The be-all and end-all, when you're the guy with the disc, you have to make the goal, and knowing that if I let this in, that's it.
I don't feel like it's a job. I don't feel stressed. I'm looking forward to it every single day. I love this.
We are the apocalypse and a pill that keeps us floating as we fly above the stars.
The clip's outdated. Joker, overrated. Long have we waited. Season 3 Kang activated.
So, generally speaking, mentality going into this finals.
Very good, very confident. Well, not even a little tiny bit nervous, so it's good.
What do you have for your opponents?
We're feeling better.
1 minute left, and instead if this turns around into a goal, they're going to be really hurting. That's the moment, lining it up, and eyeing the shot. It's mad, coming alive, and Gorillas, they're looking to force that round 3.
Walking this one in. Shrew with cut pass and Loveridge slams it in. Off the backboard. Shrew's getting there first. He hits it. We're going to game 3 lead. Down that cross pass does hit Sealable. Sealable has a one-on-one with the goal here. He's going to take the shot. He hits it, and that's going to put King up by 3. Covers up to Strap. It's Strap. The predatory pop himself. He's going to plant that winner for the 2 and tie it up. Nothing else to say.
That was raw.
Yo, my name Andrew.
Hi, my name is Andy W, and I play on 4 Kings.
Hi, my name is Chrome, and I play for 4 Kings.
Yo, my name is Cruisin.
We want to grow as a team. We're kind of a new team, and I've never played with Cruisin or Ender before, and I know we have like a new chemistry, and I think it's going to be good, but I kind of want to see that grow.
I honestly think one of our biggest strengths is that we're all like friends, right? So it's like I feel like we can grow over time and become better because we're homies and friends and lovers.
Naturally, we're just better.
All right, welcome back, you hooligans. I have now started a new prediction poll. I've put a minute restriction on the word redemption, as funny as some of those were. And we're ready to go for your 3rd straight match, this time between Tint, There Is No Team, versus Gen Z. And let's see what this match provides. I'm Palidore, back here on the streams again, casting and camming for you over on channel 2. Enigma versus Giggles, I do believe, is playing. I gotta love that name. Being casted there by Wonder, Sputnik, and Doc Education. So you got your options, but if you're here, well, thank you. Thank you. And either or, I'm excited once more for yet another set of talented teams. We've seen Tint in week 1. We've seen Gen Z just a day or 2 ago, I do believe, and some supremely entertaining matches as a supremely fantastic shot. Jade to Baker starting hot right in the oven. A Baker indeed. Loving it though. I'm loving it. Got the, let's see, 145 left on the channel point betting. If you want to get in on those, redeem more rewards, of course. Appreciation for the hydration, by the way, 6 Fathom. And I cannot fathom how good this is going to be as White Dragon sends it up, or gets up to the midfield and looks to send it to his teammates up ahead. Guygasm now, a little triangle forming on the floor. Meanwhile, just off on the catch. Back line See Rad Nathan trying to contest the stacks, just missing a grab there, but over in the trap will be a grab from JT. So JT Graham sending it off that corner to give it a chance. There's the boost and a very tough angle, so couldn't really get it towards a goal, or maybe a teammate if it was an intended pass, but either or. Gonna be snagged by Dragon, and right through the midfield once again. So on the boost, JT makes way and grabs that. They're going to split this one off as the stack from Guy and Dave make their way down the floor. Redirecting quite nicely. Look at that. Just all across the full 80-meter dash as it's snagged by Guy and now Dragon. So right back to the stacks. That one's going to be deep down and almost gets into the goal. Dropping that one. But JT gets a recovery, sends it left lane, and right back again. So Klex looking high, looking low, but just missed Nathan somehow, and Nathan P getting the stun. That said, a snag right back, and Klex taking it, sending it over to the floor. There's the backboard, but no way! Dave gets a beautiful grab off that back, and it's what he does, okay? Gone are the days where I only knew him from pubs where he would stomp on me a little bit whenever he was on the other team. No, now he defends too. It's not fair. Not fair at all. But in any case, I'm sending a ticket the way of Rad. In the meantime, filing a ticket and trying to file that 3 was Zeus. Now maybe a rebound and a shot indeed from Collex. So 5 points for Gen Z. Yeah, Steel Sky, talk about goalies. Are you saying David has maybe the goalie ping advantage activated only for this match, though? No, he's definitely very skilled at the goal. A couple of times where I played some pubs during the quest beta or matches like that to get together, I even found myself accidentally going into commentator mode when I was on his team. I'd be in the arena playing next to him, and then he'd make a save, and then I'd go, "Oh, Dave with the save!" Well, right there, it's JT Graham with a near slam into the goal. 7 points. And strong start for Gen Z, but don't count Tint out yet because, if nothing else, I only say this half jokingly, it's almost in their playbook. You know, sometimes they get to these slow starts, but man, if I could count, if I had a nickel for every time that Tint would get down by a little bit, you know, get themselves in a hole, but then come back a few minutes later or in the next round, I'd have, well, probably at least 10 nickels, okay? So I'm not sure what I could buy with that. Not nearly as cool of a things as you can buy with those channel points. That said, on point. It's Graham again. Not giving anything up here. And they're up to a quick double digits on that score sheet. So let's see. The pace has quickened. These teams ain't chicken. They're gonna fight. Believe me. So roll it out. And into the tunnel, there's a very fast launch. That's going to be snagged by Nathan. Nathan eyeing the situation. He has teammates both high and low. Kind of a rectangle forming here. Dave trying to maneuver around. Beautiful pass. Great finish. Nathan P after that beautiful delivery. Shout out to Special. And it's 2 points on the board now for Tint after struggling for the first half of this round. Now they've got it going. And I'm assuming Swag got that shout out answered earlier, but indeed Spaghetti won that round. Apologies, couldn't answer it earlier, but was kind of scrambling to get my stuff set straight for this match so we can get going, because we were running a little bit behind. So definitely glad we got to see these teams stream, though, as a 3 again. Could it be? No. Narrowly missing that goal, but Klex again a rebound here. Klex finding that pass to Zeus, and Zeus finding one more pass, maybe, but not quite connected there. With those passes. So it was soft, but just no one in the area. They're going to collect it now above the Pac-Man. It's JT Graham. Oh, backwards flinger. Interesting play there. So that might be a costly turnover, or at the very least an unneeded one that could translate into some points here for Tint. Let's see. There they go on the recovery. First to it. It's going to be Guy. And he flies for the 4th point on Tint. They're within 6. So here goes Gen Z on the launch. Zeus now sending it over to that tunnel. Klex collecting it. And right back to the trap, but it kind of was a trap because, hey, nobody was home. It was a dead zone. That said, over here, JT Graham gets it back into Klex. Klex sending it to the nest and backing it out, showing some good patience here after the initial misplay on the joust. They're going to be fine, trying to collect themselves and doing so quite nicely as JT sends it on a short-range pass to Klex. Klex sending a longer-range pass to Jada Beka, and Jada Beka over to the shoulder. But that one not connecting. Klex, though, looking to send it and fling it. Jay with that play. 360, no scope for days. It's spaghetti all over again on the stream. Saw some of those attempts, but Jada Beka ain't afraid to throw in some style. Careful. These players might file a report to themselves. But over here will be Dragon sending it to the right lane. And Dave kind of opened up here as you can see that back line. If you notice, White Dragon right now doing some work in the backfield to make this open lane happen, but unfortunately, a bit of a misplay, miscatch. That said, the next attempt, Nathan won't be able to get that as JT. Sorry, not JL Graham. Different player, different team, but nonetheless, JT Graham causing a brief turnover, but Rad Nathan will recover. And off of this recovery, another one from Zeus this time, just snagging it out of the hands and out of the cookie jar into the orange zone and into the goal just about, but Nathan is there to save the day. That said, another play will be had by Jay. Jada Beka has some options maybe for that alley-oop, and almost again on the behind the back. These guys are not bashful on some of these steezy plays. That said, Guy is going to clear that out, but bouncing low to the trench, and overtaking it is JT Graham. Meanwhile, the dog pile forming here at the arrows, and now it's just going to be a lot of brawls as it goes back to the midfield. Crazy happenings, and someone redeem some hydration, because man, do I need it. I'm gonna take a drink anyways, but wow. Off of that flurry, I like this. For both the players and the casters, get a calming moment just for a second to make a passing play happen. Let's see. Will be JT, and a headbutt assist, apparently, off of Klex, it looked like. Either that or just a grab at the very end, right into the center of the face, but nonetheless, it's 2 points. So up to 14 on the side of Gen Z. And thank you, Vacant Ace, for the hydration redemption. I will do so once again in a second here as Klep. Oh no, that was nasty. Getting that shield, just baiting it out, and then finding the goal as well. Wow. Either some really good communication from Gen Z, or just really good ears from Klex. Was looking like he was going to grab that disc, trying to chase it down, literally with a 1/10 of a second. Maybe not literally, but figuratively, with a 1/10 of a second. Shielded himself to stun 2 different boosted players there from Tint. So that was very punishing and very tricky for sure. David here, though, trying to pull some tricks out of his sleeve. And let's see. There it is. Finding their 6th point here, bringing it back within 10. Time definitely starting to wind down, however, but at least a goal to maybe end things off in this round. Can definitely use that to take it into the next 10 minutes. So with that, still time for perhaps one more play. Let's see a quick joust. And actually a turnover, maybe, if they can recover quickly. There is one in the goal. So with that, just a backboarded attempt and a no go, but a victory nonetheless for Gen Z by 10 points. And you know, with the pace of that game, you would almost think that they were ahead by a little bit more, because they definitely seem to be getting a lot of what they wanted. But you know, Tint, to their credit, not a team to sleep on. And as I said, I'm gonna set it up again here. This could simply be yet another case of a reverse sweep from Tint. I have seen it way too many times to ever doubt it anymore. So just saying, it could be a factor. Gen Z, definitely very strong, but Tint, I swear to you, if you guys have not watched them before, they do it. They reverse sweep a shockingly large percentage of the time, at least in prior seasons. I know it's a new season and teams are getting better and better, but man, it's uncanny almost. So we'll see what this one provides. But Gen Z definitely feeling good. I think an important thing for Gen Z is they just have to keep the pedal to that metal. They cannot get too lax. This was a theme in that Synapse versus Spaghetti game as well. Do not stray away from, you know, the plays that bring you success. Like, you see, once the scoring total gets so high, it's easy to relax, to chill, to take a few more hot doggy plays, you know, which, yeah, they make for great highlights if they work. But it's also a great opportunity to, you know, screw up a play here or there. It's a great opportunity to allow the other team to fire up and get back in the game. I mean, you're running a risk when you start straying outside of what brings you success on those fundamentals, and that's what you'll witness at the top level, especially of gameplay, is just that, you know, there comes a time where you just have to hunker down and not mess around anymore. Joker, at some points, learned that. They learned that in Preseason 1. And what happened? They showed up in Season 1 a lot more prepared and mentally checked in. You know, they still got CZ at times, but when it came down to crunch time, when it came down to those important games, you're dang right they started slowing it down and looking for their passes and not, you know, taking every bit of time to their full advantage. So, that said, I know it's only week 2 and we're in a weekly game, but it's just saying. Running theme here, and it's a big difference makers between top teams and almost top teams. As Jada Baker looks for that 3-point hit. Now that's going to be off being gathered here by the trench, as Nathan is about to grab that, as well as Guy. They're going to grab each other now for a chain down the floor, just short range into the other trap zone. But Zeus getting it over in the midfield. So off to Klex. Klex sending it to Jay, but too soft on that one as Guy retains. Nathan taking a bit of a tap boost. Meanwhile, that second sack for Tint's going to get back first, it looks like. Collected off the wall. Rad David sending it to Nathan. Nathan going to be snagged, though, from Zeus. Zeus. I went momentarily lispy there. That's the truth. In any case, by the trap will be Guy, just a behind-the-back fling, knowing that he had no time. There is no time. But Zeus grabbing it through, and they had a lot of quickness on that stack just to recover. So nicely done on their part as it's sent to the left tunnel. You have Zeus and JT. JT trying to get that back maybe as Zeus gets stunned out, and Zeus flinging it over to the bottom. Near that trench and now near the bubble. So overtaken by Rad David. David to White Dragon. Dragon now through the bottom lane. Nobody home as well. So this is going to open up some time perhaps, as it will be recovered, though, from Jay DeBeka. Has a second or two to clear it. And that's going to be intercepted by David. So David now finding White Dragon, eyeing him along the bow tie. A very quick pass, nicely done to Rad Nathan, but Nathan again getting it stolen, this time by Graham. So you see Tint is really having a hard time regaining control. These passes, when they are connecting, a second later, it's a boosted player from Gen Z who seems to be there for the grab. So some nice aggression from them. And the collection, well, from no one, as a lot of stuns ringing through near that bubble. So careful not to pop it. That said, trying to drop it, but locking it down, it's Dragon. And sending it right through the tunnel once again. So David and Guy over there by the cloud, as well as Klex and Zeus. They're going to send that waywards into the orange zone. And looks like JT was looking for maybe a leech on Dragon, but Dragon just having none of that and stunning him out. Nonetheless, an interception here to Klex. Klex sending it to Zeus. Zeus, one more pass. And, oh, almost beautiful on that delivery. And on the second try, they'll get it. Quite all right, Zeus. Great defense from There Is No Team, but just better positioning and passing at that particular juncture from Gen Z. But look at that. I mean, it took 3 minutes even, exactly, to get the first points. And that's after scoring, 16 in the first round. So you see, like I said, that second round pace, it can definitely change, and it certainly has, at least thus far, as Tint now tries to offer that rebuttal. There's Rad David, sending it to Nathan, and it is in. Tied up, right back to a deadlock. So Zeus with a disc over to the cloud. Down to the trap. A very efficient rollout, just kind of zipper lining their way down the field. Taken though by Guygasm, so maybe a chance here for Tint. There's Dragon, immediately flinging it off the bounce, just knew where to place it, hoping that his stack can recover. Not quite there was Nathan, but now there's a stack indeed. So the cavalry has arrived, and now they're making a charge towards that blue zone. There's Nathan, one more pass, beautifully done, but couldn't find the score. Rebound will be good, and Guygasm got the magnifying glasses on in the right place and just eyed down that goal to take a lead. There it goes for Tint. And see, Jason, I see you redeemed another one of those. But because I have no idea what that is, I don't want to risk saying it, so I won't. But that said, over to JT. JT up high to J-Ta Beka. So a couple JTs on this team. And going over to the orange zone, David getting stunned. A fling into the goal, but Dragon was there. Wasn't going to leave that one covered. No, sir. All the meanwhile, blue bubble recovery here from JT and Zeus. Dragon and Nathan there getting locked out by Zeus. Zeus some nice stuns, and that's going to maybe open up some time and some space deep on the other end. Let's see, as David is there, as well as Zeus, or rather, J-Ta-Beka. So finally, the defense getting themselves back into this lane. Klex looking for a boot pass. No one quite there, but it will bounce eventually to Zeus. Zeus having it stolen, though, by White Dragon. And gotta watch out. If Dragon gets into that tunnel, he's gonna eye down that shot for sure, but no, the stack's coming in. So no one able to quite stop that in time. That said, a deep fling into Nathan. And Nathan into the goal, but off that backboard. No luck on that occasion, as it will be flung back to Zeus. Now, Zeus is gonna line that up. It's pretty straight, a little bit too far to the left. Rebound, dunk, Klex. And it's tied at 4 apiece. And a ding dunk at that. Gotta say, rather bold for Gen Z to be making some hot doggy plays against 3 different devs, but to each their own. As will be Tints back at the joust advantage. 3:42 remaining here in this one. So White Dragon with a disc over at station, being contested pretty well. Now, meanwhile, Klex going to collect. Has Zeus down the lane, a good bounce pass, but actually wasn't able to gather it. So JT, and just being lost there. So teeing off on some stuns. That said, a tight angle from Zeus, couldn't quite find it. And up top by the wedge, retained by Klex. Klex going high to the ceiling. J-Ta-Beka now eyeing the situation as Guygasm tries to contest. A crossover to the shoulder, and nice dive out there from Nathan. Another stun from Nathan, but another one, rebound that is to say, from Gen Z, doing some work, but recovery here to maybe David or Nathan, and David indeed getting a slap out to the mid lane. You can see that defense again coming through. We are still at a stalemate, essentially. It was deadlocked at 0-0, then 2-2, then 4-4, as that floats pretty close to that bubble, and quickly is David and Guy on the stack. All the meanwhile, there's J-Ta-Beka with that disc. The recovery, though, all 4 players for Tint now back near that bubble as it gets sent over to Zeus. Zeus gonna dive into that shoulder pass. They got one towards that boot, coming through, and gets the 2 off that alley-oop. Wonderful play and execution from Gen Z to put them up by a couple. See, Curious Creations there saying this game is 3D hockey. This is Ender's Game. Now, this is Echo Arena, and basically, if you've ever played a sport in real life, you know, basketball, football, hockey, soccer, rugby, whatever it is, that's Echo Arena in a nutshell. These players are moving everything you see them doing physically. They're doing in real life. It's not just the avatar. It's all physical and it's all sports. And right now, this sport is booming with our 240 teams in this league in Season 3. That said, over there to JT Graham, but a big grab. So JT grabbed, and White Dragon, they're off, getting those grabs on each other for those quick boosts. They got the momentum, they got the lane, they've got the game. At least so far, it's a lead going the way of Tint. 1 minute and 20-some seconds remaining here. That is a big defensive stance into a big offensive chance. They took it, and they got it. Back on the heels is Gen Z. Tint is not going away. So Zeus with this rollout, seeing if they can power through that force of nature that was There Is No Team. Gen Z, though, coming in, definitely been a force of nature in their own right, showing a lot of great plays, some C's, but also some great team play as well. A lot of those scoring potential that they had is just based off of the fantastic passing plays that they've had and the rebounds that they've had. That said, another turnover was had by Tint, so feeling some momentum here, perhaps, going in their favor. There's Nathan, and the save from JT Graham. What a big grab. They're going to stay alive off of that, but going the way of the tunnel, and that is going to be some trouble if Tint can't recover, but a backstack is there, well prepared. However, being sent out and boosting now down the floor is Zeus. Zeus down the lane, but David was there for the takeaway. That's cleared, and now Dragon trying to get that through, but unfortunately, time is now winding down. Let's see. It's going to be Gen Z. They have the chance. No win. It's Dragon again. Knocking it out. What a game this has turned into be. 3 seconds, 2, and we're going to a round 3. What did I say? It's a game. White Dragon, though, had 2 gigantic grabs, steals, saves. They're basically both in the last minute and a half or so. And then David, I believe, with that big 3 to put them ahead. And that was all she wrote. Man, the defense, they turned it up. The offense, they threw it down. As a result, yeah, that is your round. Unbelievable, though. Wow. So, as I hydrate real quick, thank you for that. There's your stats. Pardon me, I'm ready for this next round. What a game! What a game! Game was so good. It was super. Califragilisticexpialidocious even. See Jason. Let's start banning C. Jason from using that redemption. he wants to inflict pain on us casters today, it seems. He woke up and chose violence. Nonetheless, round 3, so let's get it going, guys. I am pumped. Could it be another reverse sweep for Tint, or will Gen Z come out blazing hot? Look at that, like a rocket, just out of it. And oh, like a rocket out of the arms of Jada Baker, just as the goalie turned around. 8 seconds in and doing some great harm at that. Gen Z gets on the score sheet first. So indeed, as I see Trespassing in the chat there saying amazing games today, and without a doubt we've had back-to-back master games followed by this game, which has had some master caliber plays for sure. And now maybe a 3 points. Ooh, rest assured Zeus will hit those. And tough start for Tint, because now momentum certainly in the favor back of Gen Z. Tint obviously got a huge momentum boost and felt that rhythm in the end of round 2, but with that, that's basically all wiped away, because Gen Z has came out hot in this round, and that is such a good start for them, important to do so for sure. Didn't want Tint feeling too good going into this third round. That said, only a 6-point deficit here, and we know that can be made up rather quickly. Let's see. David is there with Jada Baker, but Baker getting the grab, the clear, and midline, there is a stack awaiting there. JT Graham gets a bouncer. That's going to go into the bubble, but bounce off that barrier, awaiting a grab from, it looks like Guy. So Guy gets it through that tunnel. Guy getting a nice tap off. And some boosted players now all down the floor for either team. But that's going to be delivered right to Zeus. And again, straight a little bit too far to the right this time. I think the second time we've seen that where it's just a near mail slot hit. Nonetheless, they're trying to hit again for that third straight goal. There's Zeus from up high. Soft pass and excellent assist into the diver. Collects, able to get their 8th point. Definitely a huge, huge swing in these first couple minutes of round 3. All right, so up to the wedge. It's got to be taken maybe. Oh, not by Nathan. I'm looking for maybe a boost instead, a leech. So over to the left lane then. Zeus going to eye that down. He's considering it, but then saw the stack and thought better of it. So Zeus trying to maneuver around Dragon. Dragon had those big defensive plays at the end of round 2. Klex now trying to get right through to Zeus. Zeus eyeing it down. They have a couple options. He's just going to go for it himself. 6 meters deep and 10-point advantage, which matches the advantage they had in round 1 on that victory. It was 16-6. Well, now just a few minutes into this third round, and they find themselves back at a double-digit lead again. Dramatic shift here for sure. White Dragon trying to calm things down for his team, but another steal, this time from Zeus. So Zeus, kind of a dose of the medicine that White Dragon was giving that last round. But that said, they're still going to collect it back, not for too long. There's Beka. J to Beka. Couldn't find the goal. Will find a rebound to Dave. So David, the pass off to Nathan. And a guy, meanwhile, flying down the midfield, trying to contest these two stacked players at the mid. But they're going to stack back to the defensive end now and spread out the floor for Tint. So trying to find an angle, but really nobody quite home. Trying to collect that disc as Zeus, and will be backing it out to the goal. Jada Baker, meanwhile, really deep clear. That's going to be a successful return, and Zeus, they continue to burn hot. 12 points on that shot. And again, Gen Z, they showed this the other day as well on stream. I kind of lose track of time, whether it was 1 or 2 days ago, but you know, they're a team. Certainly with some great potential playing against Real Speed, it was, and that was yesterday, yeah. So, you know, we've seen what Gen Z is capable of. They had won that game, you know, very nicely with a 33-11 total scoring differential. And right now, really pushing up this scoring against Tint. The defense from Tint was super intense in that last round and able to shut out so many of these drives. But at the moment, just too many of those open goals going against There Is No Team. So with that, another opportunity, however, as David takes place in the goal. Zeus is going to send another pass. Zeus been definitely doing a good job to try and find teammates here. You see, I think, maybe on 3, 4, 5 different opportunities, it's a pass down to Zeus right below the goal, and then Zeus finds one cutter down the midline. And that's kind of been one of their go-to plays, and it's worked out very nicely for them, for sure. But that said, going back into the orange zone again, Zeus and Klex, one at the nest. There's the cross, but the disc a little bit lost off of that. So back to the side panel, where it's taken and slapped to the trench. So Zeus at the trench, backing it out wisely here to Jada Beka. Didn't like what they saw, so they're going to just draw it out and have another go at it. Allow them some more time to analyze. Going to Jada Beka, gonna be covered off and clamped down by Nathan and White Dragon. So good defense there as they try and find their way down the floor with some speed. Boosts and regrabs coming from both teams, but first to it was Gen Z. And first to it on the other side, looking like it's gonna be Gen Z. There they are, and there it is. Zeus. The swooping dunk right below the feet. So, it's gonna be Elon's shot, but they must do it, son. The best I can do, C. Jason. Best I can do. Over to the top here, it's gonna be taken by Jada Beka, sent to the mid lane. And grabbed by JT Graham. So, Klex now taking it. And 14, just again, dominant effort here, no doubt, in this round. Unable for Tint to really find any of that momentum that they started to build in round 2. It's just been all Gen Z. All round 3. But Guygasm gets a clear, trying to keep his team alive, so trying to show that fighting spirit and that flying spirit as they get there. There's Dragon with the grab and sends it in. 14-2, and the first points now, finally for Tint. It took them a while, but they got it. They have 3 minutes left to make a comeback. It would be unlikely, and yet, knowing Tint, not impossible, certainly, but it's going to be very tough. If Gen Z here can just keep control of this disc for even the next minute or so, minute and a half, they should be pretty good to go. But that's basically the priority. No quick turnovers here if you're Gen Z, and then you'll know that you've got a victory in the bag. So take care of that disc, or instead, Guygasm is just gonna swoop in and score, perhaps. A big fling, but unfortunate on the miss. That could have been a huge shot. They still might have an opportunity yet. As a boosted player there, lightly from JT and Zeus, they were in the mid area and they got it to the other side. So with that, Zeus again lightly boosted, but no contesting coming in quite fast enough. And Zeus, another ding, another dunk. Colonel Sanders said you don't need to stall, timer doesn't stop. Yeah, that's kind of the point. You stall because the timer doesn't stop. You drain the clock, you don't give the team an opportunity to mount a comeback, especially if you have the lead. That said, over here to David, gonna send it. Nathan couldn't find it. So with that, of course, in VRML, that said, I'll play my own devil's advocate. It is useful to score more, but MMR-wise, you do get a little bit more. Based on a higher scoring differential. It's not significant, but that said, scoring does matter, but obviously stalling, and you'll see that plenty in Master League and at Master Tier. I mean, once you get a lead and you have a couple minutes left, you don't want to rush points. You don't want to force shots that are maybe low percentage, and it'll go into a turnover, and you give the other team an opportunity to come back quickly. You know, if you can maintain disc control, because there is no shot clock is a thing in Echo Arena. It's not like basketball or something where you can only dribble for the 24 seconds before you turn it over or have to make a move. No, with Echo Arena, you can hold on to it. Granted, holding on for it too long and keeping that control, it's tough in its own right. But that said, David, tough shot, fade away. Couldn't make it quite there as JT snares it, sends it. And the game is going to end in the next 60 seconds, but maybe some more points coming in with that boost. But unfortunately, not there. A clear going to the trap, and it will be grabbed by White Dragon. Dragon sending it waywards to the backboard, and grabbed by Klex here. So sending it now to the trap, JT. Last 37 seconds here of this match. Over to Jay Tobacco. Some brawling in the tunnel. I can't even find the disc. Where'd it go? Over to the bow tie. Gonna be grabbed at the top by Guy. Now Guy sending it through mid lane, but immediately on the boost, they were well prepared. Look at how fast it got down the floor for Gen Z. So Gen Z right back into the mid zone. Another clear. Open goal perhaps. One more with few seconds left in the wind up, and not finding it. Punishing was Guy. So JT takes it away. And with that, the game has ended. Gotta say though, I'm impressed on one hand by Gen Z's ability. I'm less impressed by some of the toxicity. I'm just gonna say that. With that said, 16-2, it's going in favor of Gen Z. Definitely impressed in the 3 rounds. So over to the score screen again, courtesy of Ignite. And yeah, take a look at those stats. So with that, it was a strong effort from Zeus and Klex, 13 and 12 respectively. 3 assists for Klex, 1 save, 34 stuns. Jada Baker with 8 points, 1 assist, 1 save. J T-Gram with 5 points, 2 assists, 8 saves. Big numbers there. 2 steals and 12 stuns. And then Zeus with 13 points, 3 assists, 1 save, 3 steals, and 23 stuns. A mammoth stat line for Zeus. Over on Tint, it was 4 points, 1 assist, 3 saves, 1 steal, and 52 stuns for Guy. A mammoth amount of stuns at the very least. So that was just gnarly for sure, and he is a dangerous brawler, as has been proven season after season. Nathan with 4 points, 1 save, 26 stuns. White Dragon with 2 points, 1 assist, 3 saves, and 55 stuns. So actually even surpassing Guygasm in that regard with the 55. And then David with 5 points, 2 assists, and 4 saves. So nice numbers all around for a lot of these players. I mean, big save numbers, big point numbers, big stuns. Big stuff. But with that said, that will do it for this round of this stream. On Channel 2, there was a match going on between Enigma and Giggles. It may well be over by now, as they were scheduled to start roughly around the same time. So I'll take a quick check on that, actually. And yeah, it looks like, just as I say that, the round just ended over on Channel 2. Round 3, and it looks like Giggles takes the victory. So how about that? And Franz saying, yeah, 159 stuns on Tint. Yep. Nasty. So that's just checking. Let's see. Before I started this stream block, this was all the matches we had for the day. But just want to test out, or check out, I should say, what else we have going on in the league. Because you never know, there might be some more matches that people signed up for. We do have, in another couple hours, we have a OCE match between Outlaws and 4 Horsemen. That's not, again, though, for about 2 hours from now. 2 hours and 6 minutes. So definitely stay tuned for that if you want to see some OCE action from 2 top teams of that region. But other than that, it looks like that's it for the cast for this block on either channel. So yeah, with that, I think we can call it night. But thanks for watching, guys, and definitely tune in later on. A shout out to C. Jason for the very, very, what's the word here? Exhausting redemptions. Almost had to have you redeem another word to give me because I'm just out of them now. As well as the hydration redemptions. I see some people redeem some stream sticker rewards, which I can tend to that now that I have some time and not streaming anymore. Put those in for the rest of tonight and tomorrow. See Cosmic asking for the Echo Rap. I can't really, unless Twitch will ban me. I can't use that music here. Would be a very bad time for all of VRML. But with that said, I see you, Cosmic. Don't worry, I see you. And Tom Wellings, yeah, no more matches currently, I do believe, unless there may be one more on Channel 2. I'm not quite sure because of delays. Potentially Space Force and Spartan, actually. But it is very delayed, so I'm not quite sure if it's happening or not. If it is, there'll be a match on Channel 2. Just unknown at the moment to me, is all. But with that, yeah, that is it for now. So, yeah, stay tuned later on again at 2 hours from now, just about. And we will have for you Outlaws versus the 4 Horsemen. But until then, I've been Palidore. And this has been VR Master League. Thank you to SputnikKobra for stopping by and casting earlier on. NightFiree for also casting earlier on. And Sir Dimwee, I believe, was in the chat. And before I do forget, let me choose that match prediction outcome, because I almost did forget. So let's see. Go Gen Z in 3 rounds. Take your channel points and be merry. All right. And shout out as well to Official Collects for officially checking in the stream. Good games, and yeah. See you guys in a little bit. Be happy, healthy, safe, and good to each other, and I'll see you again real soon. Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.